Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited. But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Could you pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channel?
Subscribe.
Leave a comment down below. Your feedback on the show. Thoughts, questions, comments, queries, all that jazz. Welcome in our comments below.
Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next, and we reviewed Black Phone 2. Also, After the Hunt and Roofman.
Raise the roof.
Today's AFI Top 100 10 Year Revisited. Tomorrow is Movie News, and Friday is Movie Championship Belt Holder, where we pick the best movie, in our opinion, from 1970. That should be fun.
Yeah, sure.
Let us get on to today's show. And today's show is all about movie number 5 on the AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited list. And it is Singing in the Rain.
Grab your raincoats.
Mate, what a movie.
What a movie.
Where did we watch it? We watched it on our 4K copy, but
Yep.
you can get it on HBO Max, which it is a MGM movie that was bought by TCM, which was bought by
Warner Brothers.
ATT,
Yep,
Warner
yep,
Brothers
yep.
merger, and now it's on HBO Max. So good times.
For all of us to watch.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about it. Elevator pitch. On the dawn of talking pictures, the biggest star in Hollywood falls in love for the first time.
Yep.
This movie is directed by Gene Kelly and Stanley Donen. It's written by Betty Comden and Adolph Green, suggested by the song Singing in the Rain, which was written by Arthur Freed and also Nacho Herb Brown. It was produced by Arthur Freed. Cinematographer was Howard Rosen. Adrian Fazan did the editing. Metro Golden Mayer was the production company. It was released on March 27, 1952. It goes for 103 minutes, and the budget was $2.5 million. Let's have a look.
At the...
Box office for 1952. Now, this movie was selected on the AFI Top 100 list at number 10. It's up 5 spots. And the highest grossing films of 1952 was another AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited. It was High Noon. The Quiet Man was number 9. Jumping Jacks was 8. Moulin Rouge was 7. Sailor Beware at number 6. Ivanhoe at number 5. Hans Christian Andersen at number 4. The Snows of Kilimanjaro at number 3. This is Cinerama at number 2. And The Greatest Show on Earth by Cecil B. DeMille was number 1. Did you notice something on that list?
The movie Singing in the Rain is not on that list.
It wasn't a box office success. It was...
modest... It was
It
like,
ticked the
okay.
box.
It ticked the box.
So they came up with the idea for this movie because Arthur Freed wanted to use his music in a musical.
Yeah.
Betty Comden and Adolph Green came up with the idea, and they ended up choosing Gene Kelly and Donald to do the work here.
Yeah.
Originally, they were going to do a Western, and Howard Keel was going to be tapped as the singer.
Oh my God, I love that
Yeah.
so much. Howard Keel is best known for his work in Annie Get Your Gun, probably, but I also love Calamity Jane.
But Arthur Freed had worked with Gene Kelly many times, and they were ready to work together.
And I
again.
think if he wanted to do a Singing in the Rain movie, since it was the theme song to MGM, a very big song and for them, so I would say he would want it to be with a lot of pizzazz.
Yep.
So
There was also some things going on at the time because Louis B. Mayer and he had sort of like stepped back from the studio because he was like concentrating on his horses. He was big in horse racing at the time, and movies were struggling because after the war,
yeah,
television came in and people were watching television. They weren't going to movies as much, so they brought in Dory Scare as head of production. He greenlit the picture and ended up Louis B. Mayer lost control, and so Singing in the Rain went into production.
Yep.
So they were waiting for Gene Kelly to finish American Paris. So Stanley Donen did a lot of the work because he was immersed in the choreography in American Paris. And so they were going to use a long-time collaborator with Arthur Freed as the comedic bit, Oscar Schitzel, something like that. But they chose Donald O'Connor. Then they needed to get more meat on the bone for Donald O'Connor. And they said to Arthur, we need a song. And on the lines of Cole Porter's Beer Clown from Pirate, he comes back with Make 'Em Laugh, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Coldplay never sued, but the song sounds very similar.
Very.
Original drafts of the Singing in the Rain, it was going to be sung by all three of them, Reynolds, O'Connor, and Kelly. But they changed it because Kelly wanted a huge number for himself, and it ended up being Singing in the Rain. Famously, he was sick that day when they filmed it, and how they filmed it was hosing the path and stuff like that, and had little holes in the ground where they created puddles.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was huge.
It is like probably the most memorable scene in all of cinema, I would say.
Other changes were Kelly singing "You Were Meant for Me" to Reynolds at an empty soundstage, which was not included in the draft. The number was originally conceived for selling medley of other songs as they romped around various studio backlots, which included London, Paris, going through. Like, there is a bit before Make 'Em Laugh where the boys are in the background, all the sceneries in the background.
You go into the different sceneries. That's interesting. It reminds me of like in La La Land when they're walking through the back lot.
100%.
And it's like
La La Land and Babylon is a lot of cribbing from this movie.
Damon Chazelle loves this movie.
Rita Moreno was supposed to have a bigger part, and she was also supposed to sing in the lead part, I've Got a Feeling You're Fooling, with other showgirls.
I mean, who doesn't love Rita Moreno?
When they were doing That's Entertainment 3, they found actually a solo number from You're My Lucky Star by Demi Reynolds, which was later cut from the film. There was also a steamy vamp dance scene from the Broadway Melody, which Sid Charisse and Gene Kelly.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah.
Saucy.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's already a saucy scene anyway.
So Gene Kelly as Don Lockwood. Donald O'Connor was Cosmo Brown.
Yep.
Debbie Reynolds was Kathy Selden. Jean Hagen as Lena Lamont, fresh from a role from the Asphalt Jungle. Hagen read for the part for producer Arthur Freed. She did a dead-on impression for Billy Dawn in Judy Holliday's character from Born Yesterday. That's who they were going for.
Oh,
yeah. Billy Dawn was too big of a thing. Millard Mitchell as R.F. Simpson. He's been in a lot of westerns and stuff like that. Sid Charisse, famous
dancer.
Famous dancer. She went on to like a great career after this as well. She's in the Broadway Melody scene.
Yep.
Douglas Fowley as Roscoe Dexter is the director of Don and Lehman's films, and then you got Rita Moreno, who's Zelda, the Zip Girl, and Lena's friend.
Yeah, I love
Rita
it.
is the last surviving credited star from that movie.
Yeah, and I hope she lives forever.
Yeah, that would be a sad day. Ooh, don't.
Oh, I love her.
The way people are knocking off of these days. Famously, Reynolds singing two songs was dubbed by Betty Noyes. Betty Noyes, famous, she worked Roger Hammerstein with Cinderella, but she also sung Baby Is Mine from Dumbo.
Oh, that is like the song. Yeah. If you've ever heard that emotional.
It's funny how like Debbie Reynolds was fine with it. She didn't have the big, strong voice to do those numbers. You can definitely tell there's a huge difference in the
Yeah,
singing.
it's funny because the film itself is mocking the fact that they would use someone else's voice.
This film is so meta. And one of the
it is incredibly meta for the time. You think Hollywood would never be like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This film completely, astoundingly works on so many levels.
Okay, so Gene Kelly was at the height of his powers. He'd just come off American in Paris. Yeah. He'd done On the Town, Inherit the Wind. Like, he was just on a...
Cover Girl with Rita Hayworth. Like, he's the singing, dancing guy. Not really known for his singing, but the dancing guy... known for his more ballet stunt performer, almost music. Mm-hmm. Like, especially in his early days, he did some crazy stuff.
One of the first Three Musketeers where he played D'Artagnan, and he didn't sing or dance in that. It was just sword fighting. But he was very aerobatic and stuff like that.
He's crazy. He did some stunts. You're like, I don't think he's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But he
probably 40s, early 50s. Like, he did have a couple of movies like 60 Inherit the Wind, but also 80 Xanadu. But most of his big stuff was in the 40s and 50s.
And, he tried his hand being
Directing?
a solo director in Hello Dolly, but it didn't work out as well.
Yeah. Donald O'Connor, we
hilarious.
knew him for the Francis the Talking Meal films before this. He was in a television program as well, like the Colgate Hour. But this has made him a huge star. He actually ended up going on to do I Love Melvin with Debbie Reynolds in 1953.
Yes.
And Call Me Madam in 1953. So, yeah. Debbie Reynolds, we talked about her. She was...
The mother, famous mother.
Famous mother, but she was Miss Anaheim. She got given a studio contract by Warner Brothers and got dumped, picked up by Louis B. Mayer.
Oh, yeah.
They made her a star in this film. Went on to make The Unsinkable Miss Molly Brown.
Yes.
That was a huge movie for her as well.
Tammy and the Bachelor.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher wrote a book about their life together, and it became a movie called Postcards from the Edge, which starred Meryl Streep and Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tammy and the Bachelor was a huge movie as well.
Tammy and the Bachelor, I love that movie, yeah.
Jean Hagen, who played Lena Lamont, Asphalt Jungle, Adam's Rib, Make Room for Daddy. She was a great actress, and it really needed her great acting to pull off the role. And she was actually nominated for the Academy Award. She was the only one nominated.
I mean, it's so hard to pull off the unlikable character, yeah.
So Sid Teresa's main, she was Bandwagon, Brigadoon, Silk Stockings, Meet Me in Las Vegas after this. Stanley Dolan was known for working with Gene Kelly, but afterwards he did Seven Brides, Seven Brothers. He did Funny Face, and he did Charade.
Yeah, you know what? I love all those movies.
Betty Comden and Adolph Green, they were famous for writing On the Town. They also wrote The Bandwagon, and they also wrote It's Always Fair Weather. So, yeah.
Don't love that as much.
Harold Rosson, he was famous for cinematography for Wizard of Oz, and this and Asphalt Jungle. So he had a great career as well. Walter Plunkett, who did the costumes, he did costumes for Gone with the Wind. He also did Seven Brothers and American in Paris. So he had a great career as well.
I was going to say Gone with the Wind has great costumes, but I don't know. I love Seven Brothers.
Well, American in Paris, great costumes as well.
But Seven Brothers, when they all have like different color coded.
So according to MGM Records, during the film's initial release, it made $3.2 million in US and Canada and $2.3 million internationally, earning the studio a profit. It was a 10th highest grossing movie in US and Canada, but not 10th overall
in the world,
which we already did. The key for this is musicals had just started going off the cliff, mainly not from
fatigue,
not from American audiences, mainly international. They were just hard to sell. You couldn't actually sell the picture.
I think everyone's just growing. It's a fatigue that happens.
It's a bit like now what happens with
superhero
movies. Yeah.
And it happens with every kind of genre, I would say. Like they have a popularity like Westerns, and then they die out eventually, unfortunately.
Two of my favourite critics both reviewed this movie, Bosley Crowther for the New York Times and Pauline Kael. So Bosley Crowther, we've had many times on this list. He said it compounded generosity of music, dance, colour, spectacle, righteous abundance of Gene Kelly, Gene Hagen, and Donald O'Connor on the screen. All elements in a rainbow program are carefully contrived and guaranteed to lift the colours of winter and put you in a buttercup mood. That's so good.
The buttercup mood.
Arthur Freed has produced another surefire grosser for Metro in Singing in the Rain. A musical has pace, humour, good spirits, aplenty in a breezy, good-natured spoof of the film industry itself. And this is where Pauline Kael wrote, a longtime critic for The New Yorker. This is an exuberant and malicious satire of Hollywood in the late 20s. It's probably the most enjoyable of all American musicals. The teamwork of the stars, Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and Debbie Reynolds, is joyful, and the material is first rate. Pauline Kael gets it right once again.
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Perfect. So it was nominated for Best Scoring of a Musical for Lenny Hatton, and Gene Hagen won Best Supporting Actor. Let's have a look at the people
nominated
that won that year, Hannah, and you tell me if it's...
Oh, it's the year of the greatest show on earth, isn't it? Yes.
High Noon.
High Noon, of course, as well.
Won a lot of awards.
Yes.
But Greatest Showman won Best
Picture, which is crazy.
Nominated was High Noon, Ivanhoe, Moulin Rouge, Quiet Man. Wow.
Now, that comes in the fact that the year before, American in Paris won all these awards, and was the big musical show off
Don't you think
by
it
the
is-
same people that made this movie. So it's hard to be like, oh, they made back-to-back hits.
Don't you think
And,
it's strange that American Paris is not on this list at all?
It's strange because I love Vince Minnelli, and that I will say, the end sequence of the ballet end sequence is incredible cinema. You know, it's just a continuous shot of them going through this, you know, fantasy. But the movie itself, pacing wise and musical numbers, they're just, you know, they're great musical, but it was never a great story.
Yeah.
Whereas I find that Singing in the Rain has a better story at its heart.
Yeah.
The musical numbers play really well into the story. Like, the musical numbers have nothing to do with Paris in American in Paris. And, you know, they don't have to, but Funny Fellas, I'd say, does a better job at being like, it's Paris.
Have a look at the
so
directing
it's hard.
nominees for that year, Han. Moulin Rouge, which was directed by John Huston.
Yep.
Many times on this list. A fantastic director. High Noon, Fred Zimmerman. Great film. Great director.
High Noon.
Cecil DeMille for Greatest Show on Earth. Not a great film.
Nope.
Joseph Malkowitz. Fantastic director. Five Fingers. And then John Ford for Quiet Man. He ended up winning.
Yeah, it's John
Ford. What a legend.
It's
Okay, so who did win the Academy Awards for acting of the year? We know Gary Cooper won for High Noon.
Yep.
We already had on the list. Gloria Graham ended up beating Jean Hagen. It'd be interesting to see what the vote count was. I think Jean Hagen would have been up there because she's fantastic in that movie. She's really good. So Gloria Gaynor for The Bad and the Beautiful. Actress was Shirley Booth. She won for Come Back Little Sheba.
okay.
Ended up beating Bette Davis for The Star and Joan Crawford for Sudden Fear. And then supporting actor, Anthony Quinn for Viva Zapata. So yeah.
Strange.
But Kirk Douglas was nominated for Best Actor. Jose Ferrer, which we had on for Lawrence of Arabia, he was nominated for Moulin Rouge. Alec Guinness was nominated for The Lavender Hill Mob, and Marlon Brando, he was on that run for getting nominated all the time. He was nominated for Viva Zapata.
Out of that list, Gary Cooper. Yep. But if you put Gene Kelly in the mix, I could argue. Because I think Gene Kelly here is giving his best. I think American Paris is good. I generally do think he's giving his best performance in this movie, though.
Yep.
I just would argue with it all the time.
Reaction for this film recently, Rotten Tomatoes, 100. Don't get any better than that.
It's perfect.
Letterboxd 4.3. What are you doing? IMDb 8.3. Low.
Yeah.
This movie has been copied.
Mainly if you've ever seen La La Land and Babylon.
Yeah.
You know, Damon Chazelle has a love for Singing in the Rain, but can never. I think La La Land recaptured the love for Hollywood. I don't think Babylon did any favors.
I think.
No, because
before Babylon.
You mean the third act of Babylon?
Yeah. Once Brad Pitt passes away.
In the film. Spoilers, by the way.
Once Brad Pitt passes away,
spoilers.
it should have stopped. That's when the film should have
Another
ended.
thing is that Babylon is just a darker take on Singing in the Rain. I don't think it does anything different or more realistic. Because the thing with Singing in the Rain, while it's very meta and it plays on the fun ideals, you know, I will talk about it in the scene breakdown, it's not one-to-one like a reconstruction of what happened at the time. Like, when they started doing the talking pictures, they're still in black and white, and yet the film is filled with color because we're watching a Technicolor masterpiece here. Where it's another thing is that, you know, there were things that were different, like makeup and accessories. Like, they didn't make a faithful reconstruction of what happened. They just made a fun movie. Using it as a backdrop.
The fun with the microphone bit. They did the same thing in Babylon too, that was really fun too.
And that's the thing. Babylon just was a darker version of that funny scene.
The pearls, like, just
everything about that
cracks up.
Everything about it. This film is weirdly perfect. Weirdly perfect.
Every Thursday on the channel, we do a segment called Clickbait Hot Take. Last week we did a Hall of Fame for the late, great Diane Keaton, which we've had on this before for Godfather Part 2. We're going to have it soon for Godfather Part 1. And we also had it for Annie Hall. She's a fantastic actress and sad loss. Hannah, your hot take for Singing in the Rain.
Well, before I begin, this movie's perfect. But if I was going to point out... I was going to point out
A verbal.
a little, I'm glad this movie is a musical. The thing you can do in musicals you just can't do in regular movies is a character can like immediately express their feelings through a musical number.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, locked in. He loves this woman.
Yep.
Right? You don't need to spend the whole movie and then like, oh, they fall in love. You can just do it in the first 20 minutes.
That's true.
I.e. this movie. Because he meets Debbie Reynolds' character, Kathy, for the second time. And he's glad he finally found her.
Yeah, he's been searching for her.
He's been searching for her. But this is their second meeting. And they've only just started getting to talking. And he immediately bursts into a song saying that she was meant for him. Like,
that's true.
Nature has made her for him to love. And it's like, you can do that in a musical, but if you were saying those words to me right now, that would not work.
It wouldn't work, but you got to remember, he's the biggest star in the world at the time, and that's what they used to get away with.
They do make a joke of that in the car.
They do.
They do make a really funny... And the thing is, you'd like, oh, that joke's off. But then you're like, wait, is this joke meta? Because it's so real.
Do you know who's really funny? Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, no,
in the commentary for this movie, she makes a joke that this movie was made in California, but it was made in Culver City, but it wasn't made in Canada.
Oh, it was because it says made in Hollywood, but it wasn't actually.
Yeah,
it was just in California.
But she was like making a dig at Hollywood, making pictures in Canada.
Overseas, which is true. Well,
So
in a
good.
sense that...
And she calls herself
Hollywood.
DR in the commentary as well.
She thinks she's so cool.
She is cool. She is cool.
But yeah, no, I generally think that something about musicals you can get away with is you can confess your love and people just go along with it.
Yeah.
And for people who hate musicals, you suck.
the actresses at that time, like her and Shirley MacLaine, they just had interesting lives. Like they just, and I know like they weren't great mums. Like we know Debbie Reynolds wasn't the greatest mum. We know Shirley MacLaine is not the greatest mum.
But also with Debbie Reynolds, she also didn't have the greatest marriage when it was broken up.
No, definitely. I'm not, and like Shirley MacLaine was like hanging out with like Frank Sinatra when she was young and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying they had the easiest life, but they were funny. They were really funny. And like, like sometimes I don't know, like those actresses, they'd probably be cancelled because of what they've done to their kids and stuff like that. But back then, they were just considered just like rogues.
Back then, nowadays we'd be like, oh, they're bad mums. But back then they were like, oh my god, these women and
and a lot of their stuff got hidden. Like all their followers got hidden.
Same with the men.
Yeah, I know, definitely.
But no, you're not wrong. I say nowadays we don't actually have. I wouldn't say like not to offend actresses, but mainly when it's funny, they have to be some sort of comedian.
Yeah. And
as you've noticed with any movies that are comedies, especially tailored towards women, the women are all comedians, not so much an actor doing a funny bit.
Yeah.
And so back then, there wasn't such a thing as a woman comedian, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it was nice. Well, there was, but not on a wide scale kind of thing. So it's nice that these women were not only great actresses, but incredibly funny.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my hot take is like sometimes films come out at completely the wrong time. I know like we've talked about this before on this list, but we've also talked about it on many reviews of movies and stuff like that. But this movie came on the heels of American in Paris, another Gene Kelly movie, and audiences weren't ready for it. And they didn't find this movie until That's Entertainment 1 when they were doing clip shows and they showed Singing in the Rain. They go, oh, mate, Singing in the Rain's great. It's not like now where we get a movie, it doesn't find an audience, but it goes on TikTok. Or it goes on...
YouTube Shorts also.
Goes on Netflix or it goes on one of the streaming services. Even go back 20 years, there was some movies that didn't make it but went to DVD, a la Shawshank Redemption, became a huge DVD rental, then became on TV, and it was like a huge TV rental. And it was like, we had this recently with Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz wasn't huge hit, but when it first came on television, it was huge, And so let's just be really...
it's okay for a movie to get a second chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go easy on movies when we first say it. And when we say we've had a habit of saying this recently, and I think it's because of this list. I really do. Is we weren't in the mood to see this movie, and like, there is a movie that we saw recently. We had the pleasure of seeing recently,
which we'll talk about.
Which we'll talk about
in
next
a couple
week.
Weeks, yeah.
And it was it's one of the big awards plays, and we got a preview screening. I just wasn't in the mood. And I was in
the mood to sit here and take this on.
But and other times I am in the mood and I find it hilarious and I'm locked in, or I find the greatest thing. So I just want everyone just to take a chill when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay not to understand a movie. Sometimes it's okay not to, people online go, oh, you hate that movie, you just don't get it. No, I just wasn't in the mood to see it. Or I didn't want to see what you're seeing because I blocked myself off. But you give movies a second chance, and sometimes you get a third chance, and sometimes you get a fourth chance, and then a movie will come good. So I just want everyone just to take a chill when it comes to movies. Watch it, give your opinion, and then give it a chance to sit there, and then be honest with people up front and go, hey, I watched this movie recently and this movie's good. Like, I just think it's really important. And, you can change your mind when you see a movie and you go, oh, I love this movie. It's the greatest movie ever. And then you see it 5 years later and it goes, yeah, this movie has some problems. And you see the problems because you've researched it or you found something,
Or another movie comes out and you're like, oh, yeah. Well, that did that better.
I just people are giving this movie a second, maybe a third chance, and now it's one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, best movies, best musical. Something also I want to point out, this is one of the best movie musicals, and I don't like it if anyone relates it to, a modern movie musical that is just an adaptation of a stage.
Yep.
Those are completely different films to me because this movie was made for the screen.
You know what was great about this movie?
And I just need people to understand that.
Do you know what is amazing about this movie? Is that it was based on someone's songs.
Yeah, and he just wanted the book to come together because that happened. MGM just would make. There's a lot of those type of movies.
You got to remember, this guy, he had saved MGM. He did Wizard of Oz, right? He did.
As a producer, yeah.
He suggested Wizard of Oz, and at that time, by the 50s, they had sold the rights to the television, and it had been re-released in cinemas and had become a huge hit by that stage.
He was doing good.
But then he'd produced
musicals after musicals.
Before we go into scene breakdown, I just want to go into Arthur Freed's filmography. It is just...
On reflection, his filmography, before we get into it, it could be my favorite producer of all time.
He's just unbelievable. He goes on a run here.
Yeah,
and he was towards the end of his career, he was a huge producer of the Academy Awards as well.
Oh,
I
think he it's someone who definitely had a love for Hollywood musicals, the theatrics of it all.
Yeah.
So it's stunning.
Okay, let's go back to the start. So he starts off with The Wizard of Oz. Then he goes The Babes in Arms. Then he goes Strike Up the Band. Then he goes Little Nelly Kelly. Then he goes Lady Be Good. Then he goes Babes on Broadway. Then he goes Panama Haiti.
Most of those.
Then he goes For Me and My Gal. Then he goes Cabin in the Sky. Do Barry Was a Lady. Best Foot Forward. Girl Crazy. Meet the People, Meet Me in St. Louis, The Clock, Ziegfeld Follies, Yolanda and the Thief, The Harvey Girls, Till the Clouds Roll By, Good News, Summer Holiday, The Pirate, Easter Parade, Words and Music, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Barclays on Broadway, Any Number Can Play, On the Town, Annie Got Your Gun, Crisis, Pagan Love Story, Royal Wedding, Showboat, and American Paris. Just go bang, bang, bang.
I've seen that.
Then The Belle of New York, and then the Singing in the Rain, The Bandwagon, Brigadoon, It's Always Fair Weather, Kismet, Invitation to Dance, Silk Stockings, Gigi. Just wow.
Gigi does win awards for him again. So
it's funny how he goes American Paris and Singing in the Rain. You know when
Bandwagon as well.
when people pull movies out like that. Steven Spielberg pulls out Schindler's List and Jurassic Park
same year, I know.
in the same year. Just amazing people that can do that.
That, yeah.
Just
Have an eye for it.
Yeah.
If you've noticed that list, he loved Judy Garland. He
Yeah.
put Judy Garland.
Yeah.
There's most of his is just Judy Garland
He also
movies.
loved Gene Kelly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and because the two of them had a 3-picture deal.
Yeah.
That's originally that he was supposed to be in Easter Parade, but got swapped out due to an injury. So went to Fred. And
It's a funny story about Gene Kelly because Gene Kelly tells that he, unlike Fred Astaire, who always remained fit, in between movies, he would have a good time. He would get on the drink. He would have a lot of food. He would not exercise, and he would balloon, and then he would get really, really super fit, and then he'd start prepping for the movie.
Yeah.
So he would have a good time. Unlike Fred Astaire.
No, Fred Astaire was
was just a machine.
Fred Astaire, from the moment he started from vaudeville and stuff, he has always been about his craft. Very different, which we had a Fred Astaire movie earlier on this list. And it's good that they're both here because they were so important to the musical genre in the 30s to 50s.
Hannah.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's go on to Pete and Hannah's watch list review. And let's start with the scene breakdown.
All right. See you in the rain, baby. We start with a premiere at a red carpet for the new Don Lockwood and Lena Lamont movie, the new silent picture, of course. And he gets to recount, who was played by Gene Kelly, gets to recount his story to the reporters there. And this is where you get this really meta, hilarious thing where he recounts a lovely tale of how he went to art school and, as he's speaking, but in actuality, what's showing on screen is the real life, and that was a punk kid, went to stage, tried to duke it out with Cosmo Brown, his best friend, trying to, work his way up, and then became a stunt performer. And, from there, he made it big.
If that movie was done now, they would not have told it like that. They would have gone back and they would have shown them going up through the years.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have shown a clip show like that. It's very clever the way they did that.
It's so clever because, in another way, nutshell, the fact that Hollywood did make up stories for a lot of their actors. Like when they would bring them up, you got to say these to reporters because you are not some nobody. You tried your whole life to be somebody like this. It wasn't just, it was always like a magical thing being brought up in Hollywood. And so they watched the performance. This is where they've been kind of hiding Lena's voice, and then the big reveal of she has this incredibly squeaky high voice and she's not allowed to talk at all. And that's because, again, a very funny thing, during the talkie era, a lot of silent film stars had different voices to how they looked on screen, and it was usually hidden from the public.
So they say it was a fictional composite of an it girl. We did say Judy Holliday was a little bit based on We're Born Yesterday and stuff, but Clara Bow.
Yeah, Clara Bow is a big one.
A little bit of Clara Bow.
The big silent star.
Yeah, and but they do say it was a fictional composite.
Yeah, it was definitely fictional. But they skirt around, Don leaves with Cosmo, but he's then attacked by fans. And he makes a run for it, which has my favorite line. One of my favorite lines is, Cosmo, do something. Call me a cab. All right.
Cab.
You're a cab. He makes a run for it and ends up in the car with a woman by the name of Kathy, Sweet Debbie Reynolds. She actually starts mocking his acting profession. She doesn't believe screen acting is all of that to it. Stage acting with written parts matter more. If you've seen one movie, you've seen them all. But she also wishes she's an actor someday, but with speaking parts. Don feels actually quite hurt by this and leaves Kathy's car once he's arrived. And at R.F. Simpson's party, so this is like the head studio guy, he's actually showing off the new invention called a talking picture. Everyone thinks it's a joke, a gimmick that won't make it. Then The party ensues. The cake is rolled out, and Kathy pops out and starts singing All I Do Is Dream of You.
Yeah.
Very cute number with the other dancers. Don tries to run after her, but she escapes. Don is still shook up by Kathy's comments and still looking for her. You know, this has been a couple months. And Cosmo tries to cheer him up with what is probably the greatest physical dance routine of all time, Make Him Laugh. It is a great number where he is very physical, jumps through walls, incredible. Don goes back to filming with Lena, who tells him that she was actually the one that got Kathy fired and doesn't want him anywhere near because she thinks that she is going to be with Don. Mr. Simpson storms in, shuts down the set because they're going to start making talking pictures. Kathy is actually dancing at one of the pictures they're making, and Mr. Simpson actually hires her on the spot. And this was supposed to be the Rita Moreno number you were talking about. She's actually just sitting offside.
Yep.
Very funnily. Don actually gets
She looks so cute.
Don actually runs into her and is thrilled. Don and Kathy get to talking. She actually turns out she's actually a huge fan of his. And he shows her how much he actually cares about her and sings the song You Were Made For Me. Like the
I really like that
song.
because he can't because he's really struggling.
To express.
He's really struggling to express because she said him as a fake, and she said that he was not talented, and
it's really rattled him.
She's like, I'm a stage actor. I know a good performance. I don't see it with you and Lena Lamont, you know, and he knows like it's sort of hit a nerve with him, and then he can't express his feelings with just words like he can on stage. So he goes into song, but not only does he go into song, he uses all the showbiz equipment available.
They go into the set. They use the wind machine and the lights,
the smoke machine,
a beautiful sunset. It is
all of these are trying to convey the feelings of how much she actually means to him.
That is why I love musicals.
Yeah,
and why I love these kind of movies.
Yeah, but it's so layered. It's not just a scene where a guy's just saying, "I love you," and I'm showing off,
and then he sings.
No. He's showing her that this is the only way I know how to express my feelings.
Yeah,
it's very, very clever.
Nature pat you, and when she was done, you were all the sweet things rolled up in one.
Wow.
It's actually a really lovely number.
It is.
And it's the reason I ever watched this movie is because of that number. Because that number is used in the movie The Intern.
Yeah.
And from then on, I watched movies. From there, I watched this movie, which is crazy.
Yes, what a movie.
The actors start getting dictation coaches, to learn how to speak, with much more... I wouldn't say properly.
Do you know that lady was actually in Naked Gun 33 and Third?
Wow. The dictation goes for Lena. Lena's not doing great. She's always doing, I can't stand him. She can't do can't. Don and Cosmo actually have a little fun, and they start singing Moses Supposes. This is a funny number. I always say Moses Supposes his toes are roses.
Yeah.
They start filming. Lena... not only forgets where the mic is constantly, she also just sounds terrible into it.
Yeah.
But the scene is very funny because them all trying to learn. Not only that, like even Don's idea of, I don't like that line. Can I say I love you, I love you, I love you? Like
It's for
but
later.
when you say I love you, that's not proper writing.
It's not writing, yeah. But they haven't worked that out yet.
No, you haven't figured it out. Anyway. Then they have a preview screening of the movie.
But just before you go on to that, the microphone bit is very, very clever how they do it. They started off with like a
in a bush.
Yeah, in her boobs.
And then go to the chest and then go up to the shoulder.
Yeah.
Because the chest they had
chest and heartbeat, which they do this in Babylon as well, which is quite good. Yeah. And then it goes on to the bit where they're showing the screening and then the pearls. Like it's just
that damn pearl.
It's very, very funny. And the director he's getting used to a new technology.
Scared.
And like everyone knows when you're getting used to a new technology, there's so much frustration because you don't know what you're doing.
Turn out,
and you know how to do it and you're trying to convince everyone else how to do it and they're not listening. And
Yeah, when you get something at work and you're like, I don't know how to do this.
It is just a fact of like any workplace at all, and this director is just losing it. It's just very funny.
While RF is just like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Anyway, the crowd starts laughing at the picture. The sound even turns off at one stage, comes back, and it's awfully dubbed over. It's very funny. They start laughing at it. Don thinks his career is over.
Yeah.
Kaput. Because this is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, done. Cosmo, Kathy end up staying late with him and talking to making the movie. But what if you made it a musical? Trim the fat bit, the bad bits, put on some dancing and singing numbers. There you go. And he's like, wait, this could be a great idea.
Yeah.
We have enough time. We could save the picture. This could do it.
I'm going to remember this date forever.
They're going to remember the date forever, and they start singing.
No, that date's wrong. We're in a new day.
Yeah, it's 1:30 in the morning.
This is my favorite scene in the movie.
They start singing "Good Morning."
Yeah.
And they just joyously just break out in the song all through them. It is the most intricate dance scene because you have three people and they do it phenomenally. But it was a lot of hard work to get it there.
100%.
You can tell Debbie Reynolds really had to try a lot.
She cried
hard.
daily.
Yeah, and so it worked out because she made probably one of the greatest dance scenes in cinema.
Okay, so Make 'Em Laugh, this. And Singing in the Rain and Broadway Melody, which is your favourite?
My favourite out of those three.
4.
Yeah, 4.
I think it's 4. Don't you think it's 4 main bits of this movie?
Yeah.
It's Make 'Em Laugh.
Yeah.
Which is just...
you mean the numbers you make it laugh? You're saying Make 'Em Laugh.
Oh, because Make 'Em Laugh, Donna O'Connor, Gene Kelly goes, okay, go away. And because they got the song, he goes away and he learns it on piano. And he has 2 people there, and everything he does makes them laugh. So he comes back to Gene Kelly, and he starts doing the Make 'Em Laugh bit, right? And Gene Kelly loves Don O'Connor and just laughs at everything he does.
Yeah.
So like the
funny.
face pulling and all that. And then he says, okay, I'm going to flip. And then I'm going to flip again, and then I'm going to go through the wall. And then Gene Kelly goes, can you do that? And he goes, I don't know. And so then he just does it, and then it stays in the movie. And like Gene Kelly, this bit, also the Good Morning bit and the Broadway Melodies bit, those bits weren't in the movie. They were flushed out. Like Singing in the Rain was always in the movie, right? Yep. It was originally, we said before, was with the 3-piece, and then it became a 1-piece. He let other people sort of be stars in the movie. And like that Donna O'Connell bit, that's a big bit of the movie.
Yeah. No, I would say... My favorite is really hard because I think Singing in the Rain, the number, is the most iconic.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's my favorite. I honestly could say the whole movie.
Yeah.
But I would honestly say probably it'd be between Make 'Em Laugh or the Broadway Melody because I love Citrus.
So we'll get to Broadway Melodies when it comes to it. But Broadway Melody started as a small scene. It was going to be an $80,000 scene. It ended up costing $600,000. Like he just started it and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
He was like, how can I outdo American in Paris?
But like for me, Good Morning, it's just so good. And then you got the
3 of them are doing comedy as well as
and then after that he realizes, oh wait, Linda Mont can't sing. How are we gonna do that? And then they do the Good morning. Like it's just so good.
Yeah, so they actually are really worried about the winner, and then Cosmo comes up with the idea, hey, what if I start mouthing it?
Yeah.
Because beautiful Kathy even was like, the best part was when she wasn't actually speaking.
Yeah,
and that's how they figure out.
When the lip sync failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they're like, oh, if we just dub over her voice, and they wanted to use Kathy. Don was against her at first because he was really worried it might hurt her career because that's what happened to people.
It does.
And it
happens in this film too.
And as we talked about prior to Snow White, once you're a Disney star, they don't want you to be anything else.
Yeah.
So that did happen.
That's just a great bit of the movie.
It's a good fear.
It's funny how that is Good Morning. 1:30. What do you consider Good Morning?
4 o'clock at the.
I reckon 4:30.
Yeah.
I reckon 4:30.
The moment, whenever you can start singing,
the darkest
what a beautiful morning, that's when I'm
the darkest before the dawn. Yeah.
Anyway, Don takes Kathy home.
Yeah.
It's raining,
Yeah.
but he is so happy at this moment. Like all the sunshine's in his heart.
Yeah.
And so he starts singing and dancing all his way back home.
So he kisses her, and at that moment, he is so...
His life is back together.
Yeah. So what happens was that bit where he goes dun, 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 where he starts the song and then ends the song with dun, 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 that wasn't in the original song. They created that for the movie.
Yeah.
And that is a really good way from edging it from
just being a song.
From the conversation he has with Kathy. And he's just like, when you're so happy, you start singing to yourself.
That's the whole point.
It's just so beautiful. And then when you get called on, you're singing, and then you don't stop. You just go. You
still have it in your head, yeah.
It also it's amazing.
Works because of the song, but also the patter of the rain going on. Yeah, and this song, the scene where he grabs the light post is the most iconic, I would say, of all of cinema. It's one of...
When he's like skipping along and he's going puddle, 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 puddle.
I will say the joy in watching this scene is incredible. You always feel it, and it is one of the best... It's not my favorite, it's just it's the best scene.
But when the cop gives him the look, and then he's like... And then
he gives the guy his umbrella. He just doesn't need it.
Just so good. It is just and the guy uses the umbrella straight away, and he just can't even feel rain,
But he's so happy it doesn't matter.
Oh god,
they go to RF Simpson, and he agrees to the changes.
Yeah.
As long as Kathy and Lena never see each other, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
The idea is working. It's working. Don comes up with a scene to incorporate the modern element because the whole idea of it being a modern guy who starts reading a book and then falls into a fantasy world.
Yeah, gets knocked on the head.
In the Renaissance period, Tale of Two Cities. I think. And that's where we get the Broadway melody. And this scene is so good.
So Donald O'Connor was supposed to be in that scene. He was supposed to be in that scene. Yeah. But he had to do Francis and the Talking Mule,
again.
a new movie. And so they called him into it. And he wasn't in the scene, and it was just Shid Cerise and
which is bad.
It would have been perfect for him to be in there. Actually,
it would have been perfect, but I do like it being what it is because I find that
it's a bit Broadway nutty professoress.
Oh, the way he's looked.
Yeah,
yeah.
The costumes in this is so good as well.
Scene,
the costumes in this Broadway melody bit.
Yeah, the scene goes through the career of a young buck, signing to an agent, starting in clubs, to vaudeville, to Ziegfeld Follies. And having a lost love being Sid Charisse.
Oh, God, isn't she attractive?
She's so amazing in this.
Yeah.
The reason I really like it is it's almost, how the start of this movie goes through his life at becoming a movie star?
Yep.
It's like the opposite, but for Broadway. And I find that really cute because Broadway also had that big resurgence where when you kind of started out in clubs, then vaudeville, then you'd get... If you got the chance to be in a Ziegfeld Foley, then you were a star, and that's the same with the movies. And I thought it's really well done, the scene. It's just so
It's funny
beautiful.
How technology, movies come in, Broadway takes a hit, movies come in and it's silent, and then talkies come in. And then talkies
the biggest
for a bit, and then the colour comes in.
Yeah.
And then
that's it.
Colour comes in, no more black and white, and then TV comes in. There's going to be no more movies, and then movies come back.
Video games come in.
VHS.
Oh, DVDs. Yes.
It's movies gonna be ended. DVDs, cable. Well, all going to end movies. Streaming and going to end movies.
And you know who stays strong through it all? Books.
AI is going to end movies. It's just funny how we still got Broadway. We still got.
We still have all these things.
But
they're not the stars of the show.
Yeah,
anymore.
and we're not going to get back to where a studio makes 60 movies in a year. We're talking about hopefully Warner Brothers makes 14 movies in a year.
And they all do successfully well.
60 movies in a year. Unbelievable.
They used to churn them out.
Just churn them out.
And actors would churn them out. They would do 5 in a row, and then
Well, people were sick of Pedro Pascal doing 3 movies this year.
Same, but
so light year.
Mason Thames did with How to Train Your Dragon and such. Actors do a lot of movies back to back. That's what happens.
So back to Broadway melodies.
Broadway melody, beautiful scene.
Great
you go through it. It's an incredible sequence. And RF even is kind of I don't know how I see it, but we'll get to that
Yeah,
later on.
Yeah.
Kind of really funny. But at the recording booth, they're finishing the dubbing of Kathy to Lena. But Lena
Figures it out.
walks in and is like not happy.
Yeah.
She threatens to rue the day.
Yeah.
She goes to Mr. Simpson, says in her contract, blah, 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 that he must give up on Kathy's career because they wanted to make Kathy a star after this film.
But she wants Kathy to follow her around and do her voice.
She wants Kathy to continue doing her voice forever.
Yeah.
And
which would have happened.
Yeah. Would have happened. If, funny enough, in this movie, they all really like Kathy and want her to be a star.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
and if Gene Kelly didn't fall in love with Kathy, Kathy would have been thrown to the wolves.
Well,
Let's be honest.
RF even kind of likes Kathy. So I think almost RF is like what I would consider like Arthur Freed to like Judy Garland, like puts her in stuff constantly. At the premiere of the film, it looks like Kathy's career might be over.
Yeah.
Because Lena is using her again. But Don and Cosmo have an idea, and Kathy's not really shaken by this. Lena uses Kathy as her singing voice, and Kathy is behind the curtain. They start singing in the Rain. But Don, Cosmo, and RF work together, and they pull the curtain up to reveal the actual truth.
Great work.
Kathy does try to make a run for it because she's like so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Don stops and he declares that this is the voice you've been hearing all night, and this is the star. And he starts getting down and says, "You are my lucky star." So that's singing it.
But you know what I love about this is that Debbie Reynolds is crying and the tear doesn't move; it just stays there.
It's beautiful movie magic right there.
It's so good.
The pair embrace, the scene fades, shows a billboard of their next movie together, titled Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
By Monumental Pictures, by the way.
Oh my God.
It is the end. Perfect movie.
Reasons to see.
Perfect movie musical of all time. I know people there are people out there who don't love musicals. They cannot comprehend when someone just starts singing.
But you know what this musical does? It shows what the crossover from talkies to silent pictures to talkies. I think it's a great use.
It's not, of course, 1-to-1.
No.
But it's a bit meta, and that's what's so great about this film.
Yeah, that's why it stays in the zeitgeist because
not only that. Go on.
No, it's just because it stays in the zeitgeist because it's not.
It's showing you a period.
Yeah, it's showing you a period. It's not saying, okay, this is what it was like. And it's just, I think it's so clever the way it's done.
It's a romancing Hollywood also.
Yeah.
But Hollywood, does love itself.
Oh, Hollywood's the main star here.
And Hollywood, this is like the best version of Hollywood. I don't think there is. Like La La Land tries to do that as well. Babylon does not.
Great movie.
And that's probably our most modern one. People are like, oh, it's a musical that loves Hollywood.
It does.
Singing in the Rain did that. And it's...
Yeah.
I would say Singing in the Rain.
It's the original and the best.
It's the original and the best. And I think this film hits on all points where the story is really well told. It's fun, comedic, entertaining.
Reason not to.
There's no reason not to. If you do not like musicals,
the reason not to is there is a reason not to.
What?
It's Debbie Reynolds in some bits.
What do you mean?
Well,
are you talking about the fact that she's voiced over?
Voiced over, which is just hilarious. The crying bit at the end with the tear is just so stupid.
No, I don't like this guy. Curse him out. Debbie Reynolds?
I think Debbie Reynolds has got more chemistry with Donald O'Connell than she does with Gene Kelly.
I think, you know what it is?
There are some bits
Gene Kelly, you could tell Gene Kelly was like, I'm really frustrated that this is what goes on.
Yeah, but like it just, like when they're singing Good Morning and they're on the couch, she sort of slumps into Donna O'Connor's lap.
Yeah, she's not afraid of him.
Yeah. I just think they've just got more chemistry. That would be the only reason not to see.
I don't think that's a reason.
Well.
No, but
I'm just saying it may. It's not my reason not to see because I haven't got one.
Yeah, that's
true. But I'm just saying people might have this reason.
Because people are like, I don't believe that I could ever like a musical. And
sometimes you've got to make up these reasons not to see. Yeah. Okay, babes?
And that's why I'm making up. But I feel like people should watch this one.
Does this movie deserve to be on the list?
100%.
Does this deserve to be higher? I think it does.
I think it's fine if we move the thing that's above it.
I think it needs to be third.
No, I think it makes sense.
I think it needs to be third.
I think it shouldn't be because it's too much I Love You Hollywood. That's the only reason I want to put it third.
Babes, you need an I Love Hollywood on a list.
It is. It's fifth.
Would you buy it on Blu-ray? Yes.
Yeah. We own because this.
Okay,
is
if you've got a collection,
oh yeah,
this has to be on the list.
Yeah, even if you do not, you're not like, oh, I'm not the biggest fan.
Have it.
Just have it.
Just have it.
It's Singin' in the Rain.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it's a Gene Kelly movie. And it's an Arthur Freed movie. You got to have one Arthur Freed movie on your list.
I have so many.
Yeah, 100%. Would you watch this again?
Yep.
Okay.
I watched it. I watched this movie every couple of months.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie.
No, I watch this movie all the time.
When it's on TV, I watch it. When I watch my copy all the time.
I actually find sometimes in the year I just put this on.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I'll like put it on like I don't know because I've got it on 4K now. I've put it on at least since I bought the 4K, which was last year. I probably put it on 4 times.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know. It's just like a warm blanket. I just think it's like a warm blanket.
Crazy enough, I watched it more.
I think this is out of all the ones we've given, I think this is the easiest rating.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's no it's not even like a thought you'd give it another rating. So what rating are you going to give it?
It's an all-time classic.
Oh, I was going to give it a banger.
No, you're a goot with the mob.
No. I'm all-time classic.
No, this is
the easiest all-time classic. It's easiest.
Yeah, and I when I mentioned earlier,
there's only one movie that I would say is an easier all-time classic.
The second one.
That's coming on this list.
Yeah, number 2. Yeah, even I can say that. And, I'm not... We'll get into why I don't like lots of movies, but, yeah.
This is an all-time classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
I know
even Wizard of Oz, I could see why people would call that a banger, not an all-time classic. No, I could see it. Also Star Wars, I could see why people would see... I could see why people say, oh, no, it's a banger and not an all-time classic. I can see it. I wouldn't. But if you said to me, I don't see this as an all-time classic, we can't be friends.
It's literally the icon of cinema, I would say. We
can't be friends.
I legit could petition this to be the icon of cinema.
Oh, I could petition this to be number 3 on the AFI Top 110 years.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm petitioning it to be the icon of cinema.
I'm telling you.
Then make it number 1.
Okay, I'm telling... No.
Tell me why Citizen Kane is that good.
No, I'm not... Well, no, I'm going to tell you what number 1 should be.
No, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a different list.
No, 100%. Well, when they redo the list, and I think they're going to do it in 2027, I'm just going to...
You're going to say La La Land?
No. Oh, there is a case where you can't have La La Land on this list.
No, you can't have La La Land when you have Singin' in the Rain.
You can't.
You can't.
You just can't.
You can't.
All right.
Sorry, we can't.
That's it for today's show.
They're the same movie.
Let us know your thoughts on Singing in the Rain.
Yeah. Do you actually like musicals or are you anti-musical? And yes, there is a difference between movie musical and this movie and Wicked, completely different.
This is comedy.
I would also say they're just different.
I love Letter to Hollywood.
One was written for the stage, one was not.
Yep,
and there's
100%.
a big difference in that when it comes to movie musicals.
Hannah, thank you for today. Great scene breakdown, as usual.
Well,
Next week on the channel, movie number 4, Raging Bull.
Wow, we have raging opinions about that film.
It's gonna be great.
Coming up. So it'll be an interesting one. We've been kind of a love affair with the past couple. Yeah. Well, not for Gone with the Wind this guy, but
and I think we're going to also diverge on the third movie on this list too. So it's going to be some controversial opinions over the next couple of weeks.
We will get to Casablanca in one day.
But it's Raging Bull next week, Martin Scorsese, and we own a copy of that, so we'll be watching that in the coming week.
Yeah.
Long live cinema, and until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.